So I just saw a video by Daniel Schiffer and actually liked the idea so much to make a fake commercial with stuff that you have at home. No, I'm actually not sponsored, that is pretty obvious, but I'm trying to make the best out of it. So this is scene number one. We have the main subject, the Kellogg's Crunchy Nut Box, taped to a light stand. This is just to rotate the shot afterwards. Then we have a light here to fill out the light, and then in the background we have a black piece of cardboard that is actually hanging from normally my mic stand. And then we have one of my main lights down here that's actually just shooting out some blue light onto the background. Then we have my key light over here, which is actually just shooting light through a softbox onto the package so that we can actually have a nice fill of light here and on this side. I'm actually shooting on the Blackmagic Pocket 4K, and I'm not shooting in 4K because I need the 120 frames per second to actually get the rotation smooth. So I'm shooting in 2.6K and then just upscaling to 4K afterwards. And for the second shot, we actually are going to throw all the crunchy nuts into the air. I use a box from one of my containers, just going to throw that stuff up in the air like that. And I learned that it's much easier to use actually a box and throw them in the air because they equally jump in the air instead of when you throw them. So let's actually do that shot and try if I can do it without a big mess. Hopefully I will. So after a couple of tries, it actually worked. I got one really good shot and two okay shots and a really messy floor, so there was nothing that I could do about that. Second scene, pretty easy as well. This has just an overhead rig with the camera, and then we lay down the crunchy nuts as the Kellogg's K in stop motion, and then afterwards we time that in post to the music. Pretty simple. Takes some time, but the end result speaks for itself. So this is actually the last scene, but not the last scene I'm making. This is in between. We are having the master shot of the product. Everything is nicely laid out and looks fantastic. So this is actually how it looks. And I've actually changed the complete scene. I rebuilt the table for it to look more like a real table with the wooden plate. It's just movable, that's normally my desk. I also used the sound panel for the shot of the K in stop motion as a background. And then we have the product itself with some fruit so that it looks more appetizing, some honey glazed above, and some almonds sprinkled into so that it gives the nutty-er look. And now for the last shot we actually just push in with the slider here and just stay on the last image. So the next shot is actually pretty complicated when you think about it, but really easy if you know how to do it, and that is just a push out with the camera. So you take the camera and push it out actually, and spin the box itself. So how do you actually spin a box? If you just rotate it, it just falls down. I have this black cardboard where I actually drilled a screw right through the middle here, and then actually right through the box itself as well. And if you spin it, then it's okay, but it wobbles a bit. Not a fluid motion, it's more like a brrrr. So you have to do something about that, and I thought, damn, I have nothing here, until I went for a vape, and then I thought, those 18650 batteries, and they are pretty heavy but small enough, and so I actually got myself 4 of them and put one in each corner and taped them down with some black tape, and now this thing is actually pretty stable. Yes, let's do the shot. 3, 2, 1. So the next scenes will be very fast and very short cuts that are edited together in a quick fashion so that we can actually enjoy it. I think I don't have to say actually much about them. They will be self-explanatory. Let's go.
Eins auf. Nice. 3, 2, 1, gießen.
So the next shot will actually be a bit more tricky than the ones before, so I actually have to tell you how they are made. We are using this milk to make opposed circular movements with the camera and the milk itself, so that we get a nice rotation effect. Dann wollte ich sagen.
It looks delicious as fuck.
Right. Fuck. Okay. And this will be the final reveal before the pack shot itself. We are dripping down some honey onto the crunchy nuts so that it actually looks like a high gloss car. This is what a high gloss car drenched in motherfucking honey.
2, 1 und go.
And thank you very much to Tony behind the camera and his helping hand. I think it is the only thing you actually see from him is his beautifully modeled hand. And thank you very much for helping me in this dire situation without any assistance around in my studio. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've learned something from this actual incredible shoot that you can do at home yourself. And thank you very much for Daniel Schiffer, from which I got the idea, which I've mentioned in the beginning. My name was Leech, and thank you very much for watching. Click on the subscribe button if you haven't, and we'll see us in the next video. Until then, goodbye.